Alright, so I'm gonna do a reading on Maisha and Eligio. So I did see the video with Eligio and his son, and I thought it was interesting because his son is just a genuine person. I mean, he's a kid, he just genuine. So when he asks something, he asks to understand, he really want to know. And Eligio couldn't give that to him because he's not used to giving people like a direct answer. Now, what Eligio do is that he gather information from different resources and then he ramble them quickly. And I mean, he adds certain words like philosophical or some shit like that. And nobody really understanding what he talking about because it don't make any sense. But he created an environment where nobody could question him about anything. But his son is now coming to him and questioning him. And I don't think he did it with the purpose to challenge his beliefs. I think that he was really just curious and wanted to know about the existence of God. I do feel like Maisha told her son like he was like a spiritual guru or something like that. But he was just innocent. And I feel like it made Eligio nervous because it really reflected how immature he is. He up here telling his son, I'm your friend, and he like, no, you my dad. He up here giving a speech about how to get the ladies. He might not even be thinking about that right now. And he the one who made the conversation more intellectual because he was talking about some stuff that don't even matter. Wearing your clothes and, not being a geek and stuff like that. What is you talking about? He keep teaching this rhetoric of being a nigga. He believe in the stereotype that racist people created. There was a time in history that I mean these and like these with the people with the PhDs and all of that shit, and they wrote all type of racist ass books about black people or brown people and what they were. They had a high pain tolerance. They had thicker necks. They was stupid. They had trouble with comprehension. They was lazy, and how dare they? The average slave only had like 4 hours of sleep. And then they work from sunset to sundown. And the people who was writing the book was lazier than the people who was picking the cotton in the fields. So, and they created all these philosophies and stuff because they wanted to justify their reasons for being so sadistic. So they try to picture us as just animals, like we was lesser beings that way it made them feel okay to treat us the way that they treated brown people. And yet they stole their knowledge, stripped their culture away from them, and early on started to mentally change their mind. Like them catching slaves that ran away and leeching them on trees in front of the plantation fields. That was a psychological thing to install fear. And then after so-called freedom, the way that they depicted black people or brown people on the television with blackface and everything, they painted us as monkeys that was ignorant and naive and easy to trick and always wanting to serve and being submissive. And then when they did integration, when brown people fought to get into all white schools, and then they get in there and they changed the whole school curriculum to change the mind of brown people. That's when there started to, because remember, before integration, right? And it took a while after integration because, okay, let me try to break it down. When it was still segregation, black people was seceding. I mean, they was creating shit like Black Wall Street. And I guess this what you would call like sophisticated black people, but it's not even that. They were just being themselves, building their own communities and working together, and they was doing good. So after the Klan got tired of going around harassing these people and burning down their towns and stuff like that, they found out that it was just much easier to just mind fuck them. So what I believe is that they been wanting to integrate because that's when they was switching over to systematic racism. Because at that point, it was more beneficial for money. They wanted black people to start working for free in the fields. They wanted them to start working in their corporations. So when we go from the plantation era all the way into the industrial area and all of that shit like that, they wanted to push for integration because people who already was like owning like the first vehicle, the Model T and oil and all of that shit, building the trains and all of that, it would put more money in a pocket if black people was to work into the system and pay taxes and then come back and spend their money, recycle their money back into the companies. Then they started to like monopolize the communities. That's when you start to learn about redlining and stuff like that. They monopolize the communities, and within those communities, there's a certain type of mindset that is being created. And we see this in ghettos around the world. Like, even if you go into other countries and you go into the ghettos, you will see a lot of violence. You will see a lot of drug use. You will see a lot of gangs. But that like, oh my goodness, my words all tangle. But that environment is what created that mentality. And then when you watch television and they constantly depicting black people in a certain type of way, that start to influence people. So in the programmings, people were still programmed to be racist, but now they want to force people to integrate, even though they still carrying that toxic ass mentality that constantly separates them. But that's how they want it. Because if we didn't give a fuck about skin color, if we wasn't fighting about dumb shit like that, we'll be working together. And then we be asking questions about, minimum wage and shit. Like, why we have to work two jobs just to pay our rent? Like, why everything is so fucking high? Like, why can't we get land? Like, why we got to pay for school? And people do ask about those questions, but now they even divide it even further. Because now it's all political and shit like that. Now people are fighting against which political team that you own and shit like that. And the basics should be easy for them to give to us. But instead, they got here talking about um shit that don't matter. I'm a Democrat, you a Republican. And then they created mentalities that is attached to those concepts. So if you are a Democrat, you think a certain type of way. And then when you are a Republican, you think a certain type of way. So then nothing get resolved. So the mindset that Eligio had attached to, like, he believed in all the stereotypes. Not only do he believe those stereotypes that was created to actually oppress black people and to make them feel low and insecure, because the spirit is powerful. So people feeling like they are inferior, people feeling like they are ugly, people feeling like um, they can never make it in this society just because of the color of their skin. Dumb shit like that. So he out here talking about shit that don't matter, like what type of clothes you wear, the swag that you have, and all of this, getting girls, getting money. And I think it's crazy that his son turned around and asked him a spiritual question and he failed to deliver because he's in a limited mindset. He called himself a gorilla. He keep talking about old times. He keep talking about the world ending. Yeah, for him, because we're going into new times where his beliefs are super outdated. Instead of him being able to progress, he's stuck in the past. And now he got this Generation Z son. They already hella intelligent. That's like him looking at the future. And he can't keep up. That must be scary for him. Oh well, he need to do better. And when it comes to Maisha, I feel like she grew up a lot since the last time they was together. When I seen the video, I kind of seen her just trying to be cordial, trying to be nice. Um, maybe she will sleep with him or something like that, but I don't feel like she would really take him serious. But I am gonna ask the cards. Um, I also think she thinks a lot about the well-being of her son. And I know a lot of people don't feel that way because they like, why would she even try to work things out with a person like him? Narcs are very charming, and sometimes the people that dates them, it's like seeing two different sides of them. There are times when they want to get you as a supply, and they become everything that you ever wanted. Like, I mean, everything. They say yes to everything. They treat you probably like nobody else has ever treated you because they listen to what you say you wanted and they gonna use that to get you, but they always planning to change. Once they feel like you fell in love, then they will slowly start to pull away. And that will usually make the person feel like they did something wrong because you can't understand why they pull away. So you feel like, oh, I must have did something wrong. But no, they know that it will put you in that energy. So, and when you get into that energy, you start to go over and beyond to please them because you're trying to get that person back that you met at the beginning and they refuse to give you that. Maybe like when you really about to walk away, they come begging for you to stay, but it's not gonna last long. They're gonna go back to being a narc, being a demon. So it's a tactic that they use, and they just know like what they are aware of is the mental state and the spiritual state that it will put you in. And when you in those states, they feel like they could get anything from you. Oh, child, my voice is shot. All right, so they doing a lot of reminiscing about the past, the good parts of the past. I do feel like he's working on her. There is a real connection between them. I feel like both of them feel like they are soulmates. And he do act different around her in ways that are genuine because I feel like she brings out a part of his inner child. So, hmm. So he manipulates her less than he do like the members. But he do want to dominate her in some type of way. But she knows. It's like every time she get too close to him, she start to remember the heartbreak, what he did. 'Cause it still kind of give her like PTSD. It still make her scared. Sometimes it's even hard for her to even be around him, but I feel like she just try to keep it cordial because for her son. A part of her wish that he would grow up, that he would get healing. I think that she even tried to talk to him about it, like going to counseling. She challenged him, his way of thinking, and sometimes he listened just a little bit. I think that she might feel like he has a bit of an issue, like he might be bipolar or something, like a mental issue. So she kind of look at him through the lens of when he's being a demon, that's something else. That's a different part. And then she think that the other part of him is a good person. And I feel like she talked to him like that, like I care about you, but you have something in you that I'm afraid of. 'Cause there's something in him that she do see and she think that it's good. And I'm looking at the energy she looking at, but that energy is like so bound. It's bound. It's like trapped in something. And it is. It's like that wounded child, but it's actually because I feel like he been stuck in this energy for many lifetimes. So it's really spiritual. I mean, he can release himself from it, but it's hard like when he feel like he getting the things that he want. Cause he strongly identifies with his desires, like fleshy desires. Like he identify with it. It's like he don't really notice it as a desire. He feel like it's him. And he's extremely attached to it. And he's really selfish. And he really do got issues. Like he is kind of like um Doctor, what it is, Dr. Jekyll and something. Like he have two sides to him. I mean, actually, it's more than that. It's more than that. There is a side that he present to her but it's almost like it is a projection of that energy that she see inside of him. But it's almost like a trap. Like the energy that got him bound like that, it projects what he knows she likes. But it's like leading her into a trap because she's strongly connected to that. I do feel like they had a past life before he got bound by that energy, like that narc demon. He had a past life with her. So she do know that energy very well. That was like the energy before he became this narc demon. And not too many people can see it. Like I could see it, but I'm still not seeing it like she is. Like sometimes I try to see it through her eyes. I could do that sometimes, but it is hard. But even looking through her is like kind of blurry to me. And it's because um I don't have an understanding of bits and pieces of it because I haven't experienced him personally. Like if I was to like maybe get into his aura or something, maybe I could see it just like she do. But from this point of view, I see light and is trapped inside of this darkness, this void. Kind of like it's like a light too. It's dark. It's kind of like a mass, like a fog or something like that. But when she connects to it, it's like she fall in love again, 'cause she in love with that aspect of him. So she need to be careful because that part of him is kind of like asleep. The only time that it really starts to like kind of wake up is when he's in distress, when he like about to go to jail or in jail. But he really is stunted in growth. He has the mind of like a 14-year-old, like a child. And I think that she has a thing for wanting to help people, wanting to fix them. Um, but it's not her problem. She already did her time with him. She had a lesson in that already learned. So if she opened that door again, she would just be learning that lesson again. And it get worse and worse, worse and worse each time. I know sometimes people have like those love stories of reconnecting to somebody from the past and they live happily ever after. I never seen that in real life. So, because I do feel like a lot of times our situations, you know what, I'm not going to say that. I do feel like it's possible to change because I change in a lot of ways, but I mean, I was always pretty much a good person. But when I was younger, I definitely had emotional issues. So, and that's something I had to heal from. And I struggle with it. other month. Yeah, that's the truth, man. I be at peace most of the time. Like right now, I'm at peace. Things are pretty good in my life. I have a lot to be thankful for. The problem is that I feel like sometimes I'm just restless. Like I have a lot of intensity inside of me. So, but I deal with the energy. I try to deal with the energy in a healthy way. I try. I try my best. That's all I can say. I really do try my best, but I ain't perfect. Ooh, child. All right, so what do Maisha, and my voice is gone, y'all. What do Maisha think about Eligio right now? Cards act like they don't want to come out. Um, no. I mean, I don't think she would give him another chance. She did too much healing to risk it with him. I feel like even if she does like sleep with him or something like that, she don't want to be in a relationship with him. But she do want to be cordial and be friends with him. But as far as being in a romantic relationship, she's afraid to. Also, sometimes when she's talking to him, she could see how limited his mindset is. And it feels like she has to be a mother to him sometimes, and she feel like that is draining, and it's not something she want to do. Yeah, with this card, I find it hard to relate or understand you. Can we get on the same page? So it's hard for her to understand him. And now that I know the truth, I can make better decisions. Yeah, she just don't feel like giving him a chance will be wise. Like she feel like she, it feels like she really matured. Like she's on a level that he can't reach. Like he will have to really heal to be able to have a healthy relationship with her because she has elevated, but he hasn't. He's still stuck, and she noticed that. All right. What do Eligio think about her? It's like he kind of know it. He know that he's not to her level. he even feel like that around her, that she's too mature for him. And it's something about her energy and the sun energy that makes him feel greedy. Like it really shines a light on his demons. And it's like he kind of afraid of it. So he might not even pursue her too hard because he's intimidated. I feel like he's intimidated by her. I do feel like he has a lot of respect for her now. Let's get a few more cards. I know I have been misleading in the past, but I'm ready to show that I can be trusted. I'm ready to tell the truth. I will never be the same. I'm completely transformed. I'm ready to let the old me go. I think he tried to prove to her that he's not the same person than the person in the past. But it's almost like he like she make him feel like he needs to do better. And it's like he really feels like that sometimes when he around her, like I need to do better. But with this greed is the root of all evil, I overemphasize. My speech is effed up, man. It's super effed up tonight. I smoke a joint, y'all. My bad. I overemphasize money in my life. Like he know he greedy, and he don't want to give that up. He don't want to give up this lifestyle. And he feel like he could definitely hurt her. He know that he lack self-control, and I feel like he might even communicate that with her, like, yeah, man, I don't know if I have self-control. So basically he don't want to do better, and he don't have no plans for it. So he might try to keep his distance, but I feel like if she ever like open that door, he think that he will take that opportunity, but I feel like he too intimidated because she has her own mind and she's intelligent. Not just that, but I feel like she did a lot of work on her spirit. I do think that she has a weakness for him just because of that part of him that she's really attracted to. All right, I'm gonna ask real quick what she think about each of the females. All right, so what Aya think about Maisha? It's like she act friendly, like she even act like she might even love her, giving hugs and all of that, but Aya doesn't trust Maisha. I'm asking about Aya feelings. So my bad. So yeah, can I trust them? What are their intentions? She don't really trust Maisha, but I don't feel like Aya trusts anybody because she think that's how she's supposed to be. Like that's her job. So how Maisha think about Aya? She feel like Aya is naive and what's the word? She feel like Aya is wasting her time. Like she look at Aya and think Aya should leave and go live her life. Alright, so how do Malia think about Maisha? I do feel like she's jealous. And I feel like there might have been like a disagreement between Malia and Maisha. Like some words, a argument, a disagreement. But Malia is feeling exhausted for one, but she's feeling insecure. But it's like she know that's what Eligio likes, so it's she acting in this way to get his attention. But subconsciously she does it because she know Eligio like that. She know he like that friction, and I guess if she fight with him a little bit or act like she's jealous or whatever, because I think at one point when she didn't do that, he made it seem like she didn't care about him. So now it's just something that she does ever so often. So how Maisha think about Malia? She feel like Malia has low emotional intelligence, and she also feel like Malia is jealous. And it's something that Malia did that really shocked her and was like, this is kind of pointless. She might even question if this was a setup. um, I feel like Maisha might have thought about that a few times. Like, is this a setup? Because when I get to Elfaru, she felt like Elfaru was trying too hard to like recruit her. Like I feel like Elfaru was like in her face and telling her how pretty she is and telling her like her and Eligio would make a good match and all types of BS. I think I seen a little bit of that in the video, but I felt like it was more um damn, what's the word? Like she knew that Ephraim wasn't being herself and she was just acting in a way that she think that Eligio wanted her to. So it's almost like every pretty girl that comes around Eligio, like she start to try to recruit her or hook her up with Eligio because she trying to get on his good side and she think that's what he want, but in reality she just trying too hard. And she could tell that that's all Ephraim ever think about is trying to please him. Like she never relaxes. Yeah, 'cause I feel like Ephraim is in an energy where she still feel the need to try to make things right. She feel like Maisha can be Efaru feel like Maisha can be a know-it-all, but in reality, I think she just intimidated by her intelligence. What I think it is that Maisha challenges Eligio in conversation, like she questioned him, and Efaru is like, isn't that disrespectful? Like, why is he allowing her to do that? Like, she feel the need to constantly check the women for, I don't know, being themselves. She need to sit down somewhere. Yeah, maybe. Why can't I be myself? I'm so unhappy. I should have spoken up. This is how Maisha feels about Elfaro. Like she's not being herself. I didn't realize how much you meant to me until I lost you. I feel like these are things that Elfaro is saying to Maisha about Eligio. Cause she trying to like hook them up. Cause she think that's what Eligio wants. The harder they try to force me to choose, the further they push me away. This came up in how Maisha feels about Efaru because I feel like Efaru keep trying to recruit her. And she like, girl, get out my face. So, and real quick, I'ma get the feelings of the son, how he feel about Eligio, and I'm not gonna do how Eligio feels about him because he's a kid and I'ma set up some boundaries. I debated if I should even do a reading on him because he is a kid. Alright, I don't know his name. How did the son feel about Eligio? Cards don't want to come out. Ooh. He was disappointed, but I feel like he, oh boy, I feel like he feels uncomfortable around Eligio just because he has like a different mindset, a different way of looking at the world. Yeah, they just don't have like a lot of common interests. I feel like his son just like different things, and I feel like he kind of look at Eligio like he's childish. The card I pull is I'm disappointed in how things are right now. I can't face them at this moment. And at the bottom of the deck is the Devil card reverse. I need to get myself together, nowhere but up. Um, I feel like the sun could really like see through Eligio. And it is what it is. I really feel like he could see through him. And this is a learning lesson from Eligio that he really needs to learn to appreciate. I don't want to be a victim anymore. I'm ready to set myself and my mind free. And I'm focusing on my goals. So I feel like the son, he's not even trying to impress him. I think that it was a time that he did, but at this point in his life, it's like he don't really look up to him. He don't like the way he do things. He don't like the way that he think. So they just on two different pages. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I hope y'all enjoy the reading and I hope that y'all can understand me. Usually when I do my readings, I do not smoke. I do it before I smoke a joint. But, sometimes, sometimes, stay blessed, y'all.